Ahoy hoy! If you've seen my last video on the apes install, you will know that I was in Spain. Whilst over there I was trawling Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, eBay, etc. looking at motorbikes. Now I've been after another bike for a while and I've looked at a few different types, a couple of adventure bikes, the Ducati Scrambler, Triumph Scrambler and even some Royal Enfields. I always come back to the Bonneville, but I never ever see them come up, not local to me anyway. Well, lo and behold, one sunny afternoon, whilst refreshing myself with a rather cold cerveza, I came across these pictures. Now this is exactly what I was looking for, a Bonnie T100. I messaged the guy selling it and found out that he was only about an hour and a half's drive from where I live, a little way beyond the town of Dunoon. That's here in Scotland, in case you haven't figured out my accent yet. My wife kindly agreed to drive me around to see a bike. It was only when she saw me putting my riding gear in the boot of her car that the penny dropped. So we took the short route round. It takes about the same overall length of time, but the mileage is less, and I thought the short ferry ride from Gourock to Dunoon would make the journey a little bit more interesting for my daughter. The guy selling the bike had only purchased it 3 months ago from a dealer in Cardiff in Wales and had never actually ridden it. It was sitting there all nice and shiny, polished, as a centrepiece in his very impressive man cave. But now his wife has other ideas for that space and the Bonnie had to go. The bike looked in fantastic condition and a deal was struck pretty quickly. So I loaded all the extra bits and pieces into my wife's car, which included original Triumph luggage and some original tank badges. And we were off on the road, a scenic route home, 62 miles through the Scottish hills and along some of the lochs. We did make a quick stop here at this place at the top of the Holy Loch for some lunch. As soon as I parked the bike up, a couple of gents came over to look at the bike. It had been a while since they'd seen a classic looking Bonnie. I'd only owned it about 10 minutes by this point and already it was drawing attention, so you got to love it. So here we have it, a 2006 Bonneville T100 in all its glory. This is the last of the twin carb type before the newer version went to electronic injection. So it's got a full manual choke, though from what I read it's more of an enricher than an actual choke. I do like this little dice that's been used instead of the original knurled knob. It's got a manual fuel tap. That's something I'm going to have to try and get used to. During the sale the guy gave me this folder with the usual sort of receipts, sold MOTs, etc. What is interesting is it also included a bunch of emails between the previous seller and buyer and a written statement, which is almost like a short story, if you will. This details how the seller came into possession of the bike and the changes that he made along the way. Gives the bike a little bit of provenance that I find quite interesting and kind of cool. I'm not going to read it out word for word, but here's a sort of general summary. Originally the bike was purchased in 2006 by a Triumph enthusiast. Unfortunately this chap passed away in 2007, leaving the bike under a cover in his garage. This was until his wife sold it in 2011 to the guy that wrote this statement. The guy that bought it spent some time and money making the bike his own, which includes chrome rocker covers, a grab rail at the back and clutch arm cover. A chrome headlight peak was added and the headlight was changed to an LED headlamp with daytime running. Mouth organ badges have been fitted. Now, I do have the originals and I'm in two minds about whether to change them back or not, so I'm going to put a side by side in here so that you can let me know what you think. The original bars have been replaced with T140 bars from the US. These are export bars that are 7/8 inch and have been sleeved to fit the original 1-inch switchgear. Now here's the thing, can anybody tell me what this is? Feels like it should be a button, some sort of switch, but it doesn't press or seem to do anything. Apparently these are Speedmaster mirrors. I'm not really sure about them. I find it difficult to set them up and see what I want to behind me, so I might replace these with the original sort of standard round ones. The front suspension has been uprated with Hagon progressive springs and the rear shocks have been replaced with classic style Hagon shocks. The original rear fender has been replaced with a slightly shorter one from Thruxton apparently. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you see anything else on the bike that looks non-standard for a T100. For all the bobheads watching this, not to worry, this bike is not replacing the bobber in the garage. I just wanted more of a universal bike capable of taking some luggage, capable of taking my gear when I go camping, travelling away for the weekend to bike meets. Speaking of which, I'm off down to a weekend meet in Leeds in England shortly, so that'll be the first real adventure for the Bonnie. So I'll try and record that and we'll see how that goes. Right, that's this one done. Let me know what you think and I will catch you all on the next one. Adios.